what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're back here in one of my favorite filming spot locations because we got some trees, we got a big building in the background, and then guess what? I got this big pumpkin here. This is it. This is a 2023 Toyota Tundra. Of course, this is the Tundra TRD Pro. But before we get into this off-road steroid-injected full-size truck, let's talk about what's going on here. The Toyota Tundra, well, technically, the Toyota T100 was the first larger truck from a Japanese auto manufacturer. Eventually, when they went for a redesign, Toyota wanted to call it the T150. Well, guess what? There's another manufacturer that makes trucks that had a problem with that. Can you guess which one? So they decided, you know what? All right, you big babies, we won't call it the T150. We're gonna call it the Tundra, and the rest is history. Fast forward to the latest generation of the Tundra, all new from top to bottom. We have brought you all the different trims. This is another way for us to excel here on Rady's Rides. So what I wanna do is, we got a TRD Pro. I've already gone off-roading with it. Since this is a press fleet vehicle, I wanna see what the day-to-day life driving is on the asphalt jungle. So what I want to do is, I want to compare this to another off-road truck. No, not the TRX, not the Ford Raptor, but the Ram Rebel. Those are going to be very similar when it comes to performance, when it comes to the off-road capability, and also the amenities. So let's go ahead, let's dive into this Solar Flare Octane. That's the name of the color, or you could just call it pumpkin orange, Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, and find out. Right off the bat, there's no other truck that could wear this color, and it fits it to a T. I love what they did with the headlight housing. The LED headlights, I love the way the turn signals have that nice flow action to it, and your daytime running lamp. We have massive functional corner air curtains, and then you'll notice the nice extra flare that we have from that flared fender. They call that design Camo Tech. Down below, everything has a nice kind of interlocking feel with the way this portion interlocks with the main front grille area. Coming across the front, this grille is specific to the TRD Pro. And no, if you option that TRD off-road spec to the different trims, this is a standalone unique grille. First of all, we got the auxiliary TRD LED lights. Love that touch. You can actually see the way it says TRD twinkling inside. We got the heritage badge, the Toyota letters. Instead of having the Toyota badge, we got the actual spelling of Toyota. You have an optional on the TRD Pro. It comes standard with this big, huge LED light bar. Only comes on when you have the high beams on. Forward-facing camera, of course. I like the flat black, and I love the Tundra name stamped right down in there. Now, as we come down to ground level, you'll notice I have the LED fog lamps illuminated, and then you're gonna get a ton of ground clearance, plus, knock, knock. I think I just cut my knuckle. Knock, knock, who's there? We got steel plates underneath, those skid plates, to protect the inner bits, and they go all the way back, including the very important fuel tank. You don't want that to rupture and then you kind of implode. But anyways, nice to have those TRD skid plates right off of a trophy truck on our TRD. Now, when we get up onto the hood, I like the V formation. You know, you look at the Ram Rebel, you look at the F-150, you look at all these other trucks, they got very straight lines. I like the V formation. The only thing I'm gonna zonk are those plastic add-ons. They look killer. I just wish they were actually functional heat extractors, but I do like the way it's got the TRD Pro badge on the side there. It just would have been cool if they were actually heat extractors rather than just stuck on pieces of plastic. Now, when we come around the bend, you'll notice how we have our auxiliary lighting built in, just like up front with the Camo Tech. What do we got going on? We got specific wheels and tires just for the TRD Pro. So you have these Forge BBS wheels, very popular brand with performance, the TRD brand logo. You got your Pro over here. It's gonna be a nice 18-inch wheel. And then you'll notice we have those off-road Falcon grappler tires, really gonna allow you to grapple just about anything. Rocks, logs, whatever you got, you could drive over it with this TRD Pro. I'm gonna have Steven kind of zoom in on that suspension. Of course, we're gonna have our Fox racing suspension. You'll see that massive upper control arm with all the sand on it. We have those TRD springs. Of course, we have extra height. So this is lifted compared to your standard Tundra. So nice to see those changes. And I love the wheels, especially with the color. And of course, with these tires, you are gonna get the shielding protection all the way around for the sidewall. Now, as we come down the side, flat black on the mirror caps. They are power folding. A little bit of gloss black on the bottom. You do have 360-degree cameras, LED turn signals. I like the way there's no running board. You know what? When you're off-roading, I don't want something dangling down. You get it caught, and then before you know it, you're ripping it right off your truck. The one thing that this should have, since this is a TRD Pro, is I would like to see some frame sliders or rock sliders. There's none there. So if you're off-roading, you could dent that frame very easily, even with my fist, because I'm so strong, because we don't have any frame protection. So that's a big no-no from the factory, but we do have flat black on your door handles. Love the side cab. Of course, coming into the rear, the way they put this nice indentation gives you that extra flare look. Steven's gonna show off the suspension on the tail end of the business. Obviously, our steel box frame. This bed, this is another thing that I get to punch. It will not dent. It's actually composite. So they took the idea from the Tacoma. It's dent resistant, rust resistant, corrosion, everything else. Plus you could do this, and as you can see, not a dent. I like the way that that's gonna last as long as the rest of this Tundra. One of the finishing touches, I love the dual exhaust, nice round opening staggered cut with the TRD badge, a black chrome finish. And then coming around the back, this is where things get pretty cool. You got your LED lighting. I like the way it's got that nice vertical display there. More of the camo tech. And then I'm actually gonna do one of these. You ready? The reason why is I really want to show off the lighting along the back portion. Looks good in the camo tech. Of course, we have the TRD Pro. Instead of a stupid sticker, they actually stamp it right into the tailgate. And then you'll notice down below, you got your full towing capability. Easy peasy. And this Tundra tows more than any previous Tundra. Now, the cool thing about this is, like, let's say you got some things in your hands you're carrying, some logs or something. Watch this. Woo, look at that. Nice way to kind of just bump open the tailgate. No fancy swinging barn door or fold like an origami truck. It's a simple, strong tailgate, because they know that Tundra owners like to bring their ATVs, their dirt bikes, and that's just gonna compromise the strength. What's not gonna be compromised is the inside of this composite bed, nice and wide with the bed liner, right from the factory as it should be. We do have our full power source, tie down capability, and of course we got that Tundra only rear dropping cab window. It's the only truck that does it. But you know what? We need to find out what's underneath the hood. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's pop the hood on this TRD Pro and see what's powering. As we got the hood popped, you do have hood struts. Underneath that hood is new technology in a Tundra. Nothing new to Toyota, because Toyota's been doing hybrid since the automobile was invented. No, not that far, but they've been doing hybrid technology for over 20 years in the Prius. So what do we got? In this new Tundra, we have that iForce Max, 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 paired to an electric motor. With the twin turbos, you're looking at 437 horsepower, 583 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds. MPGs, Surprisingly, they're not better, but you got 18 in the city, 20 on the highway. The vehicle weighs 6,172 pounds, and you could tow up to over 10,000 pounds with this vehicle. So yes, with the Ram Rebel, you could still get your V8, and you could have that hybrid setup on that as well. But very interesting, the route that Toyota decided to take. Why don't we go ahead, let's start it up and see this Tundra in motion. All right, guys, it's large and in charge. It's like the Charlie Brown story of the big great pumpkin. But anyways, this TRD Pro definitely has a lot of changes and it checks off so many boxes. But of course, we're trying to see how it fares against the tried and true trucks from the big three. But I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've always liked the Tundra. My dad had a T100. He actually drove that truck through a brick wall and it kept running. So I've always been a Toyota fan. I'm liking this Tundra TRD Pro. I don't want to drive it through a brick wall, but I'm curious about the price. How much is it? The way that this one is optioned, MSRP is right around $69,000. It may be your favorite number, but let's see how it stacks up to the competition. To the door panels. I like the way they did the red stitching. That is TRD specific. Everything else is flat black, and I'm okay with that. It's gonna be easy to keep clean. You got your Twinkie tray in the center, 2 legal size Twinkies, and then the door pocket down below, large enough for a 6-inch sub from Subway, make it a cold cut trio, and 2 bottle holders there. So you could have a Diet Pepsi and a regular Pepsi. Going from the door panel to the dash, we got the Toyota Heritage badge. I love that look. Love the way it's got the orange behind it, make it pop. Nice soft touch material. And then we have a ginormous 14-inch infotainment system screen, navigation, all the goodies. You know how it goes with these things. Look at the resolution on the cameras. It's ridiculous. Your grandfather's T100 wished it had camera technology like this. I could change angles. I could see if anybody is sleeping in the bed of the truck. All the different ways, which is gonna make your off-roading and your street driving go really, really well. You could even have it with actual the inclination and the pitch and roll, which is great. So in Florida, everything is flat, so unless I drive over a speed bump, so we don't have to worry about any of that. But throw it right back in the park, and we're right back where we started. Dual climate control, heated seats, ventilated seats. First time on a TRD Pro, there's the proof. They work. USB-A, we got more toggle switches. You can lock that rear diff. Wireless charging. You got a little bit of a tray here. You can put a couple Granny Smith apples. This is gonna control that 10-speed automatic, and I like the way it's got the TRD badge. Toyota Racing Development, if you were wondering. Drive mode selector knob, first time on a Tundra, and you have that push slide system for your 4x4. Very easy to use. The one thing that's a little bummer is a key fob. That's a zonk. It feels like a key fob from 1999. You know, one of those ones that has like the Pac-Man noise, Super Mario Brothers when it's going off. And I wish that it had TRD Pro on it. And it just felt a little bit more like rugged from a key fob perspective. But I do like the soft touch material, the stitching. You got a nice little compartment here for some honey roasted peanuts. You could slide this back and get easy access. Everybody wants easy access right there. Easy access. Pull it up. Look at all the storage space. We got a USB-C, a USB-A. We got slots for your video game tokens when you go to the arcade. And then you got enough room in there, I would say, for, I was gonna say 3, I'm not gonna push my luck. 2 Edamons bun cakes. You could put those in there. Or 1 Edamons coffee cake. Oh my God, I love Edamons coffee cake. Seats, the leather, the TRD Pro, the stitching, full electric assist for the passenger, and of course for the driver. And I like the camo tech that's in the design of the seat. Talk about doing the business. Panoramic sunroof, 1 finger operation. Don't ask me how I know, because I actually opened it, 1 finger. And then of course, we have that digital rear view mirror. You can see that Go Mango challengers trying to copy our style with the bright colors. But we'll let them slide. But why don't you come slide over here? I want to show you behind this TRD wheel in this new Tundra. All right, guys, business time. You do get 2 memory seat settings. So if you're brave enough, you can let somebody borrow your Tundra TRD Pro. We do have the Tundra TRD Pro all-weather floor mats. That's an extra 5 horsepower. And I like the aluminum brake pedal and throttle and supersized dead pedal that is protected by the all-weather floor mat. There's your seat controls, easy to get to. I'm 6 feet tall, and I mean, if I can't fit in here, I got some problems. Steering wheel, love the new wheel. TRD specific with the leather red stripe, top dead center, flat black on the buttons. I wish that this was the Toyota Heritage badge though, instead of this shiny chrome. It just doesn't fit anywhere inside this truck. But what fits really well is that dash. You got that full digital display with your I-force gauge, your max gauge, and then watch when I do this. Twist the knob and it shows you the different modes. Really nice, easy to see, easy to read, easy to get into. I think the one thing that's missing is a head-up display. I think some of the competition has it. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat so that we could go for a nice on-throttle drive in this Tundra TRD Pro. All right, guys, backseat time, and I'm telling you right now, every full-size truck has an incredible amount of space, and this Tundra TRD Pro is no different. I love the massive pockets. You could get yourself a goat's milk calzone. That's a specialty of Colorado if you're driving your Tundra up there. You do have 2 cup holders. And I do have a Twinkie tray. If you hear the sirens, that is actually to let everybody know that there's a big sale on goat's milk calzones right now at the local grocery store in Colorado. You do have a home power source. You do have 2 USBs, a USB-C, a USB-A, and you could put 3 Twinkies on this Twinkie tray. I just don't like the AC vents. That's another zonk. It's like it's just cooling my shins. Even if you direct it up towards you, the air really never gets there. So kind of wasteful to just put those vents down there. But I got lots of leg room. Nice on the armrest, Charmin soft. 2 cup holders. Underneath the seat is not a lot of storage. What's there? That's the lithium ion battery pack for the hybrid system. So that's why there's not a lot of storage underneath. But it's about that time. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's fire this thing up and go on throttle in the new Tundra TRD Pro. All right, guys, we're inside this 2023 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some regular street driving, because I think 90% of the people that buy one of these, that's what you're gonna be doing, your everyday commute. You're gonna be doing your regular driving. And this will allow us to really give you that, what's it like to own, rather than just going off-road. But if you want to see off-road footage, I'll leave the link of that review at the end of this one. But I really love the commanding vantage point you get from the Tundra. Yes, the windshield is on the smaller side compared to some of the other full-size trucks, but you definitely are getting a nice view. The hood, big and bold, gives you good visual reference points. We have the digital rear view mirror. And of course, you got all the amenities. And one of the things that Toyota has definitely injected into this Tundra is just a very strong feel. Everything is well put together, no creaks, no rattles. And then getting to everything is well within reach. And it's nice to see on the TRD Pro, you get everything. You get the heated seats, the ventilated seats, the nice large infotainment system. This is technology that once before was never on a Tundra, and now you have it. But I want to go on throttle here, so I'm going to put it into sport mode, and we're going to go on throttle. Are you ready? On throttle, here we go. Little brake attraction. Handles the bump superbly, and I really like how that electric motor takes away some of that lag, because obviously you're going to have just a little bit of lag from the twin turbo motor, but it is a nice combination. And you think of how much more power this has over a standard previous gen Toyota TRD Pro with the V8, the Tundra. But then looking at the competition, like for example, yes, it is lacking in some horsepower compared to the Raptor, but you look at that torque, and it's just very easy to drive. That's another thing, especially if you haven't had a lot of experience in full-size vehicles, it's just very easy to drive. And that's another big plus. As we're gonna get on the highway, I'm gonna go on throttle here. On throttle. Nice. Definitely not waiting for the power. And you're able to get out into traffic, merge. You got all of your great upgraded Toyota sensing technology, getting to that massive, ginormous 14-inch infotainment system is easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then, of course, having the flexibility of the different modes, and of course, the amount of room in this cabin. It's quite substantial, and it really is crazy that this is the type of stuff that we get out of trucks today, is this much usability and versatility. Now, of course, you're going to get a little bit more road noise from those off-road tires. And the suspension doesn't have a bunch of crazy bounce like you sometimes find in off-road vehicles. I mean, obviously there's body roll. Obviously, you're going to get a little bit of rise and fall, but it's quite controllable, predictable, and confidence-inspiring. But you're able to navigate very easily, even with the larger size of this vehicle. And that's one thing you're gonna love. Here we go, you ready? This is what I love. On throttle. Love the way you got the I-force gauge, the max gauge with your charge. You know what? I'm not the biggest fan of piped-in sounds, but you do get a pretty decent sound through the speaker system that makes you feel like it correlates to what you're doing behind the wheel. And that's another nice touch as well. But as I could show you, like, people come over in your lane, you're able to get on the brakes. Everything's very controllable, very confidence-inspiring, even for the larger size of this Tundra. On throttle. The gauges are easy to read. I like the way you have your digital speedometer in the center. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a head-up display, but, you know, I guess you can't have it all. Would be nice to have a head-up display, especially in a vehicle at this price point, but very well squared away with what they brought to the Tundra. It was a long time coming, but I think the weight and the period of time made up for it. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. We're gonna get back to where it all started. So hopefully this has been a nice overall review of what the Tundra is like to live with on a day-by-day basis. We're gonna get back where it all started, wrap it up. I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another great day out here with this Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. We gotta thank everybody at Toyota USA for getting us access to this full-size truck. Let me know what you think. Are you loving this Toyota? Specifically the Tundra? Are you gonna take your money and go Ram Rebel? Or do you want something totally different, like a Ford F-150 Tremor? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rights family. We gotta give it up to what his friends like to call him as the human tripod. Steven working that camera like a champ. One day we'll talk about why they call him the tripod in a very short few episodes. But show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Steven, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.